A few years ago, my wife and I packed up our kids and we moved from Denver to Spokane. We had never even been here before. We had met in college in Seattle, and when we had moved to Colorado, we had driven through Spokane a few times, but we had actually never even stopped here for dinner. But we decided one day to sell our house and pack up and move. Now, we couldn't move back to Seattle because that was a lot of the reasons why we left Denver, pretty big, pretty crowded. But Spokane seemed like a pretty reasonable place, so we headed out west, and this is where we landed. And here's 10 things I wish I would have known before I moved to Spokane. My name is Brian Johnson, and I'm a real estate broker with Windermere in Spokane Valley. If you like my content, click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll find out every time I make a new video about what it's like to live, work, and play in Spokane. And if you're thinking of moving here, send me a text, shoot me an email, get a hold of me, and I'll show you the best places to live in Spokane. So the first thing I noticed when I moved here from a big city was the traffic in Spokane, as in there wasn't a lot of it. Now, I know a lot of people that have lived here for a long time have kind of complained about how traffic is getting worse, but if you've been in a big city with real gridlock, that really doesn't happen here. Now, I live up on North Spokane and my gym is in Spokane Valley, so I have about a 30-minute drive and I have to get on the freeway going from downtown out to Spokane Valley. And I can tell you that at rush hour, which is when I hit the freeway at 4:45, maybe I add about 5 or 6, maybe on a bad day, 7 or 10 minutes of extra time, if that. But really, I'm hitting that gridlock in my car every single weekday, and it is not a big deal. It doesn't really add that much time. I don't even really have to account for it. When I lived in Denver, I know that if we were going to head across town at certain times, you might have to add an extra 40 minutes or an hour to your drive. That doesn't happen here. And this is kind of a side note, but whoever does the left turn lights in Spokane deserves an award, because at major intersections, I've seen like 20 cars go through a left turn light on a green light. And in Denver, it drove me crazy. There was actually some intersections that you would have to wait 4 or 5 cycles through a left turn light on major intersections. Well, in Spokane, I don't know, but it just doesn't seem to be the case. Another thing you're going to notice about Spokane pretty quickly when you get here is there's a pretty thriving legal marijuana scene with dispensaries. Breweries are everywhere, and wineries have a huge presence in Spokane. There's a lot of that stuff. I can't really list the numbers because we're just coming out of the shutdowns, and I really don't know how many are reopening and aren't, but most of them are, because it's just a huge scene here with those 3 things. Now, anyone that pays attention to the news and sports is going to know about Gonzaga. It's a Catholic university right in Spokane. It's pretty big, and the Zags, their basketball team, well, they're pretty much the best basketball team, college basketball team in the U.S. And for those of you that disagree with that, leave a comment down below and let me know why. But I think most people agree that the Zags are pretty awesome, and that really dominates sports in Spokane. It's a really big deal here. During the summer, we have Hoop Fest. It's the world's biggest 3-on-3 basketball tournament, and there's about 20 to 25,000 players, and about 200,000 people basically come downtown and participate in this. They host it downtown. It takes up all of downtown. There's basketball courts everywhere. It's an entertainment dream. There's so much fun. There's not just basketball, but there's obviously booths and restaurants and food and fairs. It's really fun. It's a really big deal in Spokane. They have it every year, and you just really can't miss it. Or if you're in Spokane and you want to miss it, you've got to leave town, because there's no one going downtown for anything but Hoop Fest on that weekend. Downtown Spokane is actually pretty small. There's pretty good parking. We've got parks downtown. We've got the river, which goes right through downtown, and we've got these skywalks. 13 blocks of downtown Spokane has these skywalk systems, so you literally can walk from building to building without ever going outside in the bad weather. There's a nice mall downtown. There's really beautiful movie theaters, but it's small. Spokane, I could say, it doesn't have everything you want, but it has everything you need. A big surprise for me in Spokane that I didn't expect, being from Colorado where there's no lakes, and being from Seattle also, where it's all water in Pacific Northwest water. Well, Spokane is surrounded by lakes. There's a saying I've heard multiple times here that within 60 miles of downtown Spokane, there's 60 boatable lakes. And that's true. There's just lakes everywhere. Waterfront property is really big here. Skiing, wakeboarding, all of that stuff is huge here. We have Coeur d'Alene, which is a gigantic lake. We have Pend Oreille, even bigger. Now, those are in Idaho, but they're places you're going to go from here all the time. And then we're surrounded in Spokane by all these other lakes. It's really, really lake life if you want it to be, in boat life. Now, if you have kids, this next one isn't in Spokane, but it's what you're going to be doing with your kids. And we have a theme park here. It's in North Idaho. From downtown Spokane, it's probably about 50 minutes. It's called Silverwood Theme Park. It's a huge theme park with an outdoor water park. We go there all the time with our kids. Rides upside down. It's fun. It's just a huge theme park. And if you have kids, you're not going to miss that. Also in Hayden, there's Triple Play, which is an indoor theme park plus another indoor water park there. And you're not going to miss these things if you have kids, for sure. Parks are another really big thing in Spokane. We've got Riverside State Park, which is, I think, the biggest state park in Washington. It's 9,000 acres. It's about 10 minutes right out of downtown Spokane on the Spokane River. You can do a lot of fun things in there, hiking, horseback riding. I'll do another video on all the big parks in Spokane. But this park you really can't miss. Also, it has, I think, 600 acres for an outdoor, like motorcycles and snowmobiles and ATVs. And that's really, really fun if you're into those things. Another park downtown is Riverfront Park, which is, I think, 90 acres right in downtown, right on the river. There's an ice ribbon skating rink. There's a carousel down there. Across the river is the new, I think it's called the Great Floods Playground for kids. It's a huge playground with slides and water stuff and a spray park. It's really, really fun. And if you're downtown, you're not going to want to miss either of these parks. Another one just out of downtown is Manitou Park, which is a really beautiful park with botanical gardens just on the South Hill, just 5 minutes out of downtown. A beautiful duck pond, manicure gardens, Japanese gardens. It's a dream, and you don't want to miss Manitou Park at all. We also have the Centennial Trail, which is a 37-mile trail that starts up on Riverside State Park, the 9-mile recreation area, and it goes all the way through downtown. It's a paved park all the way through downtown and all the way to Idaho. And from Idaho, it goes another, I think, 27 miles east in Idaho. It's a paved trail that you can take basically anything that's not motorized on this trail. And it's extensive, and it winds through the city. It winds through Gonzaga, along the river. It's beautiful. You can't miss this. And then there's Mount Spokane. It's 1,700 skiable acres. There's 5 chairlifts up there. For snowboarders, there's 3 terrain parks, and it's less than an hour right outside of Spokane. We also have a really big casino right in Airway Heights, which is a suburb right outside of Spokane. And there's also the Spokane Tribe Casino. But Northern Quest Casino is huge. There's concerts there, indoor and outdoor concerts, obviously gambling, a beautiful hotel. There's a brand new RV park. There's cabanas at the RV park, tons of restaurants. And if you're into the casino scene, you're not going to want to miss Northern Quest at all. It's a really big, beautiful, beautiful casino. Now, the last thing that everyone wants to know about Spokane is the weather. Now, the weather is pretty mild here. The summers are warm and dry and mostly clear. Winters are cold and pretty cloudy a lot. Average temperatures are 26 to 88 degrees. Rarely does it get below 11 degrees, and rarely does it get above 97 degrees. The hot season is June through September, and it averages just a little above 78 degrees. We get 17 inches of rain here compared to Seattle, which gets 37 inches of rain, so a lot less rain than Seattle. Now, this is also, here's a stat from the internet, but I think it's true, and it certainly feels true having lived in both Seattle and Spokane, in that Spokane has 191 cloudy days a year, but Seattle has 308 cloudy days a year. So it's a lot different from Seattle in Spokane. Though we are still the Pacific Northwest, we're not that rainy Pacific Northwest. And sunny days, we have about 171 sunny days per year. Seattle has about 152 sunny days per year. And we get about 44 inches of snow per year. When it snows, it doesn't stay all winter long, but it sometimes can stay for a week or two, and then it goes away, and then it'll snow again. I wouldn't say that we're one of those frozen cities in the winter, but it can get pretty cold, and you're going to see snow every year.